What's up, internet? This is Josh Wanderer. How y'all doing? So this video is to explain what Infinite Chess is and the concept behind the game, what the goal is, where it is now, what the plans are for the future, etc. So if you looked at my Kickstarter history of stuff, you'll see that I did a previous attempt at this 2 years ago for 70 grand when I first had the idea and wanted to make it, and that was the quoted to me by the dev team that I found to make the game from scratch. And that didn't work. I got like 12 bucks. But then I realized, I can just sell my apartment and use the money from that to fund this thing. So I did that. And so here's what the game is currently. The concept behind it was to be sort of not a better version of chess, but a more accurate representation of what chess attempts to be, right? So chess is essentially a battlefield simulator, right? It simulates a battle between two armies and they fight. But combat is deterministic and the attacker always wins, right? If you were playing chess and you attack someone, then you automatically win and they die. So what our version basically does is says, okay, what if we actually simulated that battle? And so then anyone who can reach the attacking, anyone who can reach the square the attack is occurring on helps attack it from the offensive side and helps to defend it from the defensive side. So you could have like a queen and two rooks versus a pawn and two knights or something, and that plays out quasi-randomly, and the winner stays on the board, the loser dies. And you can also take, there's perma-damage, so unless you have like a healing buff guy that can heal you back up, you'll take the damage that you took from winning, and that'll stay on your character. So your queen can win a fight and be hurt and then lose the next fight, even though she's really powerful, because she got hurt the first time. That's kind of the gist of the core mechanics, right? It's chess, but with slightly more accurate fighting. And there's also a CCG card collection element where you can equip different cards and combat abilities onto your pieces before the battle starts. So maybe your pawn has poison or your rook has shield wall or something. So your guys fight differently depending on what you give them, and you can't really see what they have equipped until you fight them and learn what their ability is, unless you've got like a spy ability on one of your guys that can see stuff, right? So the cards do things, the battle does different things, and then there's chess. There's like 3 layers: the card layer, the strategy layer of chess, and then the battle layer of the battles. That's what the game is, and we've built a demo currently that shows that off. We got a website which is linked here that the guys built. It looks great. So we got a website, we got a demo that I wanted really, really badly for online multiplayer to work. It does not yet because the budget ran out, which is why I'm doing this. Okay, so that's the current status of things. We got a website and a mostly functional demo that shows off the core mechanics and the basics of stuff. So what does this Kickstarter offer you? If you pay $1 for it, then you get the game. You get the game in its current state, and you'll get the done version. You'll get all the updates. You'll just own it. It'll be a thing that you own on your phone or your computer or on Steam or whatever. You'll own it. $1 gets you, the game is cool, I want to own it. You paid $1, now you own it. It's yours. That's what you get. And then if you pay the $25 thing, which I've added below, you actually get to physically not own just the downloadable version. You can own the source code, you can make mods, whatever. This is my attempt to not own a gaming company anymore, because I realize that I don't like owning it and being business guy. I'm bad at being business guy. I like creating stuff. So what I'm doing basically is, if you pay 25 bucks, I will put the source code on GitHub, and you can just use it and have fun, make mods, do whatever, make the game better and cooler. I wanted to focus on a lot on localization and making like language-based content, so that way, if you speak Bengali or Tuareg or whatever, you can have a thing that's in your language. I wanted to do that, but I realized, I don't have to earn a bunch of money and then pay for that myself. I can just let the community do it, and it's theirs. So yeah, so that's what this is. $1 tier, you own the game and you can play it. $25 tier, you own the source code, you can make mods, you can go nuts with it. I don't care, have fun. Although I do probably want to do like what Dungeons & Dragons did with their like OGL thing, where they own it, but it's free to use for everyone, because otherwise someone else will just say, hey, this is a popular thing, I'm going to copyright it, and now it's going to cost $100. I don't want that to happen. I want it to be free for people to use, because again, the main goal was to make a fun thing that's fun for people, not necessarily to get rich. Also, so the price of this is $10,000 because after Kickstarter's cut in taxes, I will end up with $8, and $8 is what it will cost me to actually buy the source code so that I can own it and then give it to you, right? That's why I need the $8 grand. So that's $8 grand. If you give me more than 8 for this, I will, 1, pay rent with it, which will be great. But then 2, after I pay rent, which costs $1,000 for 3 months, then what I will do is I'll allocate $1,000 to be like a prize pool for a future esports thing of, you know, whoever wins the tournament of this game, whenever the community decides that, hey, it's done enough and ready enough and functional enough to be competitively played, like once the balance is figured out and stuff, that will be the prize pool for the first tournament, and then whatever money that tournament earns will then go back and be future prize pools, and that can be a cool growing thing, whatever. And if you give me another 1,000 beyond that, the second 1,000 will be allocated towards like a best mod competition or best fan content, best user content, whatever, for that, because again, I want to encourage creativity and fun and learning for people. Also, if you do decide to make stuff for this game or whatever as like a trial run for your skills, I will happily write you a reference letter that says, hey, you made this thing and it's awesome and it's in my game and it's cool, and I'll give you a future coding programmer job reference if you want one. I'm cool with that. I don't care. Again, I'm mostly useless at this. I don't write code. I just had the idea and then paid for it, and that's like my entire involvement, because again, the point was the idea, not necessarily that I have to run everything and do it. So $1, you own the game. $25, you own the source code, and you can make mouths and go crazy and stuff, and just have fun with it. And then if y'all give me like an obscene amount of money above what I'm asking for, then I will use it to fund future development as well in a way community wants, using a team that maybe the current team, maybe a different team. I don't know. It's been stressful. I'll figure that out. Or I will just find other people to give it to make more creative future stuff. That's cool. I had an idea for like a first-person shooter that was like anti-war, basically, because I'm annoyed by how everything just glorifies combat and war, and imperialism is great. So it was going to be basically just like finger guns. That way you can still take out your friends and do strategy and stuff, but also you're not actually shooting anyone, and it's non-violent. Like Splatoon, but with finger guns instead of paintball guns, kind of. That was the idea for that one. So if this goes well and y'all like future stuff, I will crowdfund that as well. But I like writing books. I want to go back to writing books. That's more fun for me. I don't have to be an online public person to do that. I can just be kind of private and still create things. That's partly why I've been putting off doing this video for like ever, because it required being this public persona guy that I don't like being. But I'm doing it because this is like a Hail Mary last-ditch effort to make this happen, since, again, the budget is limited. And yeah, so this needs to happen like this month. If it doesn't, then the game will never exist because I won't be able to own it, and everyone besides me gave up on it. So if y'all think it's a cool enough idea to merit existing in the world to be used by people, then please fund this, because I have no other options, and this is the last option. Great.